All right. So, hello and welcome, guys. Thank you once again for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Solomon Zully for Geletics Media. We are a digital media company that is based in Mombasa, dedicated to providing inspirational and transformational stories which enlighten the society on issues related to their everyday living and giving hope to the community by telling the community story. Today, we are presenting stories of Ramadan. This is a series that has been going on for this month of Ramadan from people who have been actively contributing to the community and cushioning it from adverse effects of the coronavirus. We are looking at stories, or we're looking at their stories, initiatives, and their passion towards giving back to the community before and during this holy month of Ramadan. You can follow the conversation on our social media platforms through the hashtag. The hashtag is Stories of Ramadan, KE, or hashtag telling your story. Please feel free. Any You can drop any question, or you can comment, share, and subscribe to our social media platforms at Giletics Media on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on Twitter. And also, you can follow me on my social media platform at Solomon Zuli, that is on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Giletics Media is currently running a crowdfunding campaign to help us set up a production studio. You can support Giletics Media by contributing. The number will be on the screen a little bit later on. That is 961-700. That is the pay bill number. Account number Wekelea 32037. Pay bill is 961-700. The account number is 32037. Any amount you can contribute on the number on the screen. So today we are celebrating a group of young people from the Kenya Red Cross. We understand that today is the World Kenya Red Cross Day, and we are celebrating men and women who are doing a tremendous job through the Kenya Red Cross. So with me is a group of young people who have impacted the community's life through various projects they have done as a group of youth through the Kenya Red Cross. We have Umi Said, who is with us today. Umi, just to wave to us so that we can know we are together. Umi, yes, there she is. Asante sana, Umi. Thank you for joining us today. We also have Calvin Isweka. Calvin will also be joining us in this conversation. Calvin, yes, Calvin, just to wait for us. Yes, there is Calvin. Thank you so much, Calvin, for joining us. And we also have Ndugu Collins Ochieng. Collins, is he with us? Yes, Ndugu Collins is also with us. Thank you so much, Collins. There he is. And we also have Dada Esther Mohammed. Esther Mohammed is also joining us for this conversation from the Kenya Red Cross. Yes. So women first. I think we'll give Omi and Esha the first opportunity to just introduce yourself. Yeah, but just tell us a brief about your CV or your bio. Esha and Umi. Who goes first? Okay, Umi, you can go first.
Okay, so my name is Ume Said. I am a volunteer at Kenya Red Cross, Mombasa branch specifically, and I'm also a student at Technical University of Mombasa.
Okay, thank you so much for that brief introduction. Esha? Esha, if you're with us? Okay. Okay, so we can just cross over to Kelvin. So, Calvin, just give us a brief introduction about yourself and what you do at the Kenya Red Cross.
Okay, thank you very much. Calvin Isweha, and I am a volunteer at Kenya Red Cross, Mombasa branch specifically. And I also have a leadership position there. I am the UNICOL chairperson. That is to mean I chair all the universities and colleges that have Red Cross clubs. I'm a graduate from Technical University of Mombasa, did community health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Calvin, for that brief introduction. Collins, briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you do at the Kenya Red Cross? Collins, you can unmute your mic. Yeah, thank
Yes.
you. Take it away.
My name is Colin Sochieng, and I've been a Kenya Red Cross volunteer for the past 5 years. And I'm holding a position, a leadership position as the dissemination officer, which means that I'm responsible for telling out information of how Red Cross started, how it came to existence, the program, and everything that the Kenya Red Cross Society does, not only Kenya Red Cross, but worldwide as an international organization. So that is me.
Thank you so much, Collins. For that. I think now we have Asia on the line. So, Asia, kindly just a brief introduction about yourself and what you do at the Kenya Red Cross.
Thank you so much. My apologies for what happened earlier. My name is Esha Mohammed. I am a teacher by profession, but I am yet to practice. I am the acting chairperson of the youth department at Kenya Red Cross. I joined Kenya Red Cross in the year 2015. I think now it's close to 5 to 6 years. Basically, what I do is I am the one in charge of the young people and volunteers within the Red Cross Society, Mombasa to be specific. Thank you.
Okay, so Asia, I think we can begin our conversation with you now that you are the chairman, uh, the chair lady actually, in charge of the youth department. How has the journey been for you, and how has it been getting youth to come and volunteer at the Kenya Red Cross? You know, most of us just want to finish school and probably when you're out of there, look for a little bit of work here and there and something in your pocket. That is our mentality as youth. How has it been
Uh,
getting youths to come and volunteer at the Kenya Red Cross?
it has actually been one of a journey to me kwa sababu unapata I joined Kenya Red Cross while I was in my second year in the university. So what pushed me towards that is the volunteering aspect and the skills that I wanted within my community. Imekuwa ngumu kiasi, as you said, most young people wanataka mahali wanaweza kupata pesa kidogo, and with Red Cross it's more of volunteering, and you give back. But if you know what you want and where you actually can go and get it, you strive for that. So you go and volunteer because it is through volunteering that you get the necessary skills. Unapata kwa job market sahi, hauwezi tu kwenda mahali ukapewa kazi. They have the skills that they look for, and skills inapatikana vipi? It is through volunteering. So if you don't volunteer, then how can you go and say I have certain skills? Si lazima uwe
Mhm.
unalipwa, lakini ukisema I volunteered through Red Cross where I was part of the assistant maybe project officer, then it gives you an upper position, and that is the
Mhm.
essence that maybe tukianza kupush society in that direction, tutapata vijana wengi wakiingia katika hizi organization just to volunteer because they know their end game is to get the skills that they need for the job market. But actually it
Mhm.
has been hard because pia tukiangalia economy sahii imekuwa ngumu kumwambia mvulana ama msichana akuje volunteer tu and then in the end apati kitu, inakuwa ngumu. But if you know what you want, you will come volunteer, because the recommendation at Red Cross is really nice. When you go somewhere and present your recommendation of a number of things that you've actually done within the society and with the community aspect, they will take you kwa haraka because they know that you know what the community wants and needs.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Esha. We'll be coming to you a bit later on. Let's hear Umi. I see you on the screen. So, how has it been for you, Umi, and being a youth, for you to decide, this is what I want to do. I want to do volunteering work for the Kenya Red Cross. And how did it come about for you to decide to be a volunteer at the Kenya Red Cross? Is it something you've always dreamt of, or this is something your parents pushed you, or it's something you've always wanted to do?
Okay, so first, as I try to explain my journey at Red Cross started when I was in high school. We used to have first aid training, so that was how I got like enticed towards Red Cross when the youth used to come to our school, talk to us, and teach us first aid. So it was like these people are doing this for the community, and most of them they were like, we're not getting paid for this. We're also volunteers. So like you get moved if somebody can do this, then why not me? That was how I got enticed to Red Cross, and I was also a volunteer from before. So had that experience.
Ah, okay, okay. Let me just bring in Collins. Collins, yes, Collins, just tell us your journey since 2015. Yes, since 2015 to date. How has it been for you at the Kenya Red Cross and the position you hold at the Kenya Red Cross, Collins? And probably why volunteer work, Collins? I mean, not so many people would want to be involved in volunteering work, especially uh, the youths of today, Collins.
My journey, I can say, in Red Cross Society has been the best, because when you see at what you get and what you expect, when you come to Red Cross with a goal of volunteering, I believe that where we live, nothing that compares for the community work that we do. So my journey has been the best because when I joined Red Cross, I was not automatically an dissemination officer. I took time, so I learned, and I can say the best thing that the Red Cross has ever offered me is the exposure and also the capability of me to stand in by my feet and be confident to stand and address the crowd, of which is one thing that even when you go to an interview, you have everything, but you don't have the confidence. You don't know how to defend yourself. Then I think you might lose the job, not because you don't qualify, but you lack the confidence. And also, as the dissemination officer, I can say that the post has given me much responsibility, of which is a responsibility that I know I must pass it out to the other people, because knowledge is best when you share it out and not staying with it. Yeah.
Okay, that is perfect, Collins. And of course, we'll be getting to you later on. Let's hear the journey from Dugu cousin. Cousin, how has the journey been for you at the King Red Cross? Okay, I see we don't have Calvin on the screen. So, Collins, let me just get back to you. And when we are speaking about work to do with volunteering and all that, and now that you're in charge of disseminating information at the Kenya Red Cross, you guys are literally everywhere. When there is a disaster, you're the first people to arrive at the scene. I mean, how is it possible that you guys are always the first people to be there? How fast do you disseminate this information for guys to be at the scene? Always the first people to be there, Collins.
So once again, thank you very much for that question. So, when you say we are always there, because that's our motto, we are always there. And if an incident happens right now, either in the next 5 minutes or in the next 20 minutes, you'll see us. So what we normally do, when we have new volunteers, we pass them through dissemination, because there's always a part whereby you have to understand even how to respond out there. You have to understand the community. How do you engage the community when you go out there to respond? How can you be able to handle yourself when you go out there? Yes, you can be good in first aid, you can be very good in responding, but yet you lack the confidence of engaging the community. So you first make sure that you undergo a training whereby it's lasting for some weeks, whereby we call it integrated volunteer workshop, where after you pass through that, then is where you can go to another stage of first aid. Now, in that particular stage of first aid, you'll be dealing with someone's life. So we are always very sensitive, because once you're dealing with someone's life, then that means you must be very keen. And in the Red Cross Society, we have the 4 youth part programs whereby the youth can take part, of which one is dissemination of Red Cross and Red Crescent movement, whereby there is where now we're giving the history of the programs and what the branch also holds, because we have the activities that the youth have and we have the activity that the branch runs. So we have two different sessions. And then we have promotion of life and health, whereby now there is where we're talking about blood donation, response, because we normally organize for blood donation talks. We have a response also in terms of first aid. And then when you go to another activity there, that is community service, we have whereby now we're involving the community. We can do maybe, for example, an orphanage visit, whereby we involve more in the community work. And then we have the last program, which the youth also enjoy to do, and that is all about friendship. And we call it international friendship and mutual understanding, whereby we have picnic, hikings, and everything. So with this, I mean that you must first pass through the disabilitation so that you can be able, even if you say you are always there, because the community sometimes may attack you with a question, but it will be so bad if you don't have an answer to it. Because what the community see outside there is that we are ready for anything, because that's the motto, always there. So we make sure that our volunteers are equipped, are well prepared, have passed through the volunteer workshop, then have passed through first aid, and then they are going through probation first before now they go to respond to duties.
Okay. Okay, before I bring in cousin, Isha and Umi, how is it for you, especially now that you are women, and most, not to say that anything, but most of these places you go, it's a bit challenging for you. How is it, especially for you now that you are a woman, and especially if you go to these scenes that most of them are disaster oriented. I mean, how is it for you guys, Esha and Umi? Esha, you can go first.
Okay, so basically, we get prepared. It's not about the gender. It's about your preparedness towards you facing the disaster that is ahead of you. So it's
Mhm.
preparedness. We are prepared to face such calamities or even such incidents. An example is maybe a road accident scene. So before you go, whoever that is going to respond, whether male or female, is supposed to be prepared. So the trainings and the capacity building enable us to get prepared for such accident. So you can even find female volunteers or female emergency response team going to respond to such, because they're prepared and they're equipped to actually handle such situation. So it's actually not about gender. It's just about your skills and your preparedness for that occasion.
Okay. Are we together now? Esha, it's not about the gender. Umi, how is it for you?
I think what Esha has said is like the best thing, because actually, just like Collins has said, before we get into any activities, there's the dissemination that volunteers have to go through before you can
Okay.
get deployed into activities. So before you go into anything, you know what you're putting yourself into, and you have the knowledge of what you're going to respond to.
Okay. Calvin, let me get to you now. A bit of challenge initially, and you told me that you're in charge of all the universities. How is it, passing the information to all the universities out there, and how is their response, in terms of joining Red Cross and making sure that together we can help the community in case a need arises, Calvin, and then probably tell us the journey of becoming Red Cross.
Okay, thank you, Solomon, for this opportunity once again. In Mombasa County, we have various universities that have clubs, the Red Cross clubs. We have the Technical University of Mombasa. We have University of Nairobi, that is Mombasa campus. We have JKUAT and Moi. Actually, those are the current universities in Mombasa that we have established Red Cross clubs in them. So it is tough working with youth. That's what I'll say. But that should not mean that we do not have youth that do not have humanity in them. There are those that are always willing to be part of the organization and to be part of volunteerism. So whenever they are called, they respond positively. And yes, there is a process that is always to be followed before establishing a Red Cross Club in any university. So these processes, we normally visit a university. Let us take an example that we want to establish a Red Cross Club in a university. On the first day, we visit them, we talk with the administration. Then we will arrange with the administration when we will talk to the entire students. Then after that, we do dissemination, which is Collins docket. We do the dissemination. Then we tell them about the principles and the volunteer code of conduct. From those that will be willing to join the movement, it is from them that they will conduct the voting to select or to elect the leaders of their chapter. That's all basically. Thank you.
Yes, Calvin.
Yes, Solomon. I was saying, for instance, we want to introduce a club in any university. So there is a process that has always to be followed. First of all, we pay the university a visit. Then we talk to the administration. Then they will set a day on
Mm-hmm.
which, on that day, we will do dissemination to the students that they will have mobilized. So
Okay.
after doing the dissemination simply means telling the students what Red Cross
Mm-hmm.
is, how it began, and what are the
Mm-hmm.
principles of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from the group of students that will have attended the dissemination and those that will be willing to be part of the Red Cross Club in the university, it is
Mm-hmm.
from them that we will do an election.
Mm-hmm.
The aim of that election is to find leaders that will be a linkage of the club to the
Mm-hmm.
branch, which is Mombasa branch.
Mm-hmm.
So in case now, once we have established a Red Cross club in a university, and in case we want to conduct a Red Cross activity in that university, it becomes now our responsibility to link with the Red Cross club. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the purpose of us linking with them, number one, is for them to feel recognized by the branch. Then number two is for the ease of resource mobilization. It becomes easy when they are engaged. So, for example, if we want to conduct a blood drive in the university, we will engage the club, then they will help us in resource mobilization. For example, if we need
Mm-hmm.
some chairs, instead of us carrying chairs from the branch to the university, they will just help us. Actually, that is the basic about the Unicol side. Thank you, Solomon.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Ndugu Calvin. I think that is an elaborate answer on what you guys are doing. So let me just bring in Ndugu Collins. And Collins, apart from, we are used to seeing you probably when you mention Red Cross, people will think, okay, this is something related to disaster. Is there something else you guys do as Red Cross apart from seeing you where there is a disaster somewhere, Collins?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, there are a lot of activities that we can actually undertake, and as you can see by your screen, apart from disaster, we can also do tree planting activities. we do offer mentorship to high school students and primary students when the schools are open, because we believe that the leaders of tomorrow are here with us today. So
Mhm.
we try to transform them. When they finish high school, they can join the movement, because some of them, you find that when you go to those schools, they have passion in giving back to the society. Their career is related to issues of disaster. Apart from that, also we do have fun, as I said in the 4 Youth Part program. Disaster is just is just for preparedness, because number two key thing that we are supposed to know after the dissemination is first aid, whereby it's really important, because whenever you go somewhere, there's an accident, then you should be equipped on how to respond to it. Maybe if you cannot respond to it very well, it's very advised to leave a chance to your colleague, or let your colleague know that you cannot respond to that. Also, we have some different activities like orphanage visits. We also have some fun day. In like next activity that we're going to have is Eid Fun Day. So you see, like apart from disaster, we conduct too many activities under the 4 Youth Part program, of which is beneficial for the youth. And recently, last year, since to the pandemic situation, we brought up about a coffee talk session, whereby this was majorly the main aim was to curb the issue of mental health, whereby we are able to manage to get 400 youths who have benefited from the coffee talk activity, and right now they are doing well. And also, it won us an award for the best innovation branch, which was held by the Kenya Red Cross Society in Mombasa.
Congratulations for that. I want to hear individual stories. Aisha, Umi, Collins, and Calvin. A specific thing that you did, and you're like, wow, today I touched someone's life. Yes, let's hear those stories, personal stories for you. I mean, the ones you've done at the Kenya Red Cross, and you're like, yes, today we did something for the community. Who goes first? Aisha, you go first.
Okay. So basically, stories are many, and as a society, we actually live to elevate the human suffering within our society. And basically, one of those stories that I can say is when COVID started. When COVID started, there was a lot of stigma that was going around, and people didn't know what to do. And volunteers were actually at the forefront, at the ferry, and they used to wash people's hands, yani wanawafundisha jinsi ya kuosha mikono, na pia jinsi ya kutahadhari wasipate huu ugonjwa. And that to me is very motive. And also, we also see that the passion that young people have in actually making sure that our society is free from this disease that we have. And you could see they were there just making sure that everyone is doing what the country or what the guidelines have set or zimewekwa tu watu wafanye.
Mhm.
Kama ni kuosha
Mhm.
mikono, wanawaremind watu waoshe mikono. Imagine a young person anajitoa mhanga, yani I'd rather sit here and help out than seeing so many people getting the disease. Apart from
Mhm.
that, also during the COVID, I was also one of them. That, and the other one is when the distribution of food. As young people, we took part, and as Red Cross, actually, we took part, and we are like the one implementing the project here, food distribution. And tulikuwa tunakaa mpaka usiku, late to 2 p.m., just to make sure that at least we have households with food. Imagine unashinda asubuhi unapeana food, and then also in the evening you continue that process. It's exhausting to some people, but to
Wow.
us, we feel fulfilled. The art of giving fulfills us. We feel uh, happy when we see other people receiving or getting what they did not get, but they deserve to get. So these two
Wow.
acts for me, and or these two scenarios for me, move me. When you see young
Wow.
people, yes, hawana kazi, hawalipwi, lakini tunajitoa kusaidia jamii yetu. Thank you.
Mhm. Congratulations for that, and God will bless you definitely, Aisha. Calvin, I see you on the screen. What specific story for you was like, yeah, this is it?
Thank you once again, Solomon. So there are various activities that I've engaged myself in, but I'll just share one as you have asked me to do. Now, before I became the Unicol chairperson, I was the chairperson of Technical University of Mombasa Red Cross chapter. And during my reign there, uh, when I used to mobilize the students at Technical University of Mombasa to donate blood, arranging those blood donation activities in my university, and getting those pins of blood, taking them to the blood bank. That touched my heart that I can do something for those that are suffering, for those that needs our help. That is what has touched me a lot. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Calvin. And we'll be getting to that briefly on matters to do with blood donation. Omi, what has been your story, Omi? That
Um,
specific thing. I know there are many. Just mention two or one.
okay, 201. So I think I mentioned two. The
Okay.
first one being the cash transfer. We had safety nets cash transfer programs whereby we would go around in all of the sub counties, we'd look for vulnerable people so that they can get these cash transfers that would come through their phones via M-Pesa for a period of time. And since this being a COVID period, everybody, most of the people had no jobs. So like it was an opportunity for us to be able to help these people because we have to look for them. So you get somebody whom you feel like this person really deserves this help.
Okay.
And another thing, just to add on what Calvin has said, we're also doing blood donations, especially the field drives that we go to, especially now during COVID. Most of the people that are reluctant to donate, so you try your best. And for the people that you get wale kidogo, unawapata the pints that you get, they're able to save a life, so they still count.
Wow. Okay. I think we will hear now from Collins. Collins, I know the stories are many, but 201 that are for you. I mean, these ones have really touched you, and you're like, yes, I did something for the community.
I I couldn't get the question quite that better because you were
Okay.
having an echo.
This, I mean, Collins, the question is, what, what thing did you do at the Kenya Red Cross? What story touched you, and you're like, yes, I have done something for the community. I know the
Oh,
stories are many. Just mention two of them.
yes. So what the stories that whatever that I did that touched me was when I was trying to help a life, whereby I was under a duty where these Eid duties, we were having an issue of transportation of a casualty referral to the hospital, whereby we managed to save, I managed to save her life through first aid, whereby
Wow.
because the main key thing of first aid is to save a life. So it's for you because the first aider is the first doctor before the main doctor. Because when you report a casualty to the hospital, the doctor also will ask for you what's the problem, and you need to explain to the doctor. So it's just like a first help that you're taking to the hospital. So the main achievement that I did was to save someone's life. Two was to see the people that I mentored from high school joining Red Cross, and they're becoming the best. One of them is Umi Said, whom I used to be their mentor in
Nice.
their school. So as you can
Nice.
see, she came in, she cooked, and right now she's also on the board.
Okay. That is good, Collins. He's a veteran right now, I see. At the Kenya Red Cross. Okay, so
Yeah.
on this story of blood donation, there's a lot of challenges, and we've had the stories that our banks are running dry. I mean, what do you have to tell the people who are listening in today about this whole story about blood donation? Just speak to them, all of you. Who goes first? I think Calvin will go first this time.
Yes, thank you. I'm the person. Okay, I want to tell those of us that are watching from every part of the country I want to say this. Uh, every day there is a need for blood, and it is our responsibility as loving souls. If you are eligible to donate, please do donate. There are those people that need blood in the hospitals and their relatives do not meet the criteria to donate. So let that humanity in you drive you. It is it is something that will take a maximum of 15 minutes. It's not that painful, and it's always good to save a life. Thank you, Solomon.
Thank you so much, Calvin. Short and precise. Uh, Ashi, what do you have to say about this whole story about blood donation?
Thank you so much. And I'd want to add up to what Calvin has said. Blood donation is critical, and it is for us to understand the importance of it. And you cannot, those that don't or can't would not understand it if maybe they did not have a patient in the hospital who actually needs some pints of blood and there's no one to donate. You know, it hits you at that moment. So it's high time
Mhm,
we actually wear the shoes of those people that actually need wanataka blood na hatuwezi kwenda kudonate kwa sababu you
mhm,
never know, the next second it could be you that is in need of that blood. There is no one to donate that blood for you. So let's
mhm,
spread the message that uh, kutoa damu ni kusave life ya mtu mwingine, na si
mhm,
kutoa tu kwa sababu unatoa kwa sababu unataka usaidie mtu mwingine ambayo anahitaji ya ile damu. Na pia kutoa damu
mhm,
haimaanishi yako inapungua, you know. When before you donate, you actually taken through things, or even you're educated on this whole process. So we should start donating because it is very important. It is even healthy to actually donate once in a while. So let's do
mhm.
that. Let's save our people, especially now in this critical moment. And we have numbers za watu ambao wanatoa damu zinashuka zikishuka. Let's help our people, because in the end it might be us that needs the blood and there is no one to actually donate. Unajua saa ingine unapata mtu anakupigia Aisha, mi nataka blood na hakuna blood, you see, na ni kwa sababu watu hawataki kudonate. Lakini yule mtu sasa siku nyingine akiona damu zinatolewa mahali fulani, they will go and donate because they've seen it and they've actually been through the hurtful moment of wanting blood and they cannot get it. So I'd urge
Mhm.
everyone to actually donate each and every time that they get. Nenda ka donate leo, after some time go donate, make a friend also go to donate, you see, and that's the whole process of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Aisha. Collins, it's your turn, bro.
Okay, thank you so much. For me, all I can say is that if the community could be able to understand that 1 pint of blood can be able to save 3 lives, then that goes as a straight message that the donation of blood is really important, because life is a circle. You know, today you may say like, okay, some of the community members are afraid like I don't have enough blood, but I just like to tell the community that we have the doctors who are there, we have the sensitization, we have a team that have passed through the sensitization whereby they'll tell you if you reach the criteria of donating the blood. Because if you'll be able to donate that 1 pint of blood, believe you me, it will be able to save 3 lives. And that's why we say like for this hashtag of this year, we say together we are unstoppable. Hashtag we are unstoppable.
Hashtag we are unstoppable.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Collins. Umi, you go last. Hashtag we are unstoppable. Umi.
Okay, so what I can say about blood donation is during these blood drives, we have very low turnouts of people coming to donate blood. And I think the main issues being people not understanding the importance of blood donation to them as individuals and to the people that they're saving life towards. So what
Mhm,
I'd urge people is that let us not wait to have our relatives in the hospitals needing blood, and that's when we start looking for these blood linkages and we start donating. Let's not let it reach that point. We can help somebody today, and then when you need, it's there in the bank. Like that should be the way it's supposed to go, and not us waiting for our relatives, because that is not how humanity goes. Humanity is you giving without waiting to receive.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Umi. Gilbert, if we have questions or some of the comments on our social media platforms, just before we go on with the conversation, Grace Olela says, "Good work, Red Cross Youth Mombasa. Is Red Splash part of your initiative?" Okay, we'll be answering that question from Grace. Thank you so much, Grace. Kibzi Oxygen Abdallah says, "We appreciate your work in our community." Thank you so much, Kibzi. Thank you so much. He says, "We appreciate your work." Johnson Mwangangi says, "Calvin, do you deal with university only or high schools and primary schools?" Okay, thank you so much for that question, Johnson. Uh, and of course, Calvin will be answering that question. Uh, Mugabe Were Jr. says that does Red Cross provide employment opportunities for you guys that volunteer with them for long? That is a question. I don't know who's going to answer that. Does Red Cross provide employment opportunity for you guys who volunteer for long? Okay, so who's going to answer that? Okay, are there any more questions? Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later on. So, Esha, does Red Cross offer employment for you guys who are volunteer there for a long time?
I can attest it does. But also, let me be honest. Red Cross is an organization that cannot accumulate each and every one of us. It's just like the government, you know. Kila mtu anasema government haiandiki, lakini we cannot all be in government. There are processes and procedures, and also when you need maybe a particular certain job, you have to meet the skills ama the requisition that they want. An example is one of our own is actually right now the project officer of Sarafu. It is because in as much as you're volunteer, but you have the right skills that they need for that job, then you get it. But it is not a guarantee that when you volunteer for long, you'll actually get something there. But you just volunteer because you want to volunteer and get the skills.
Okay,
I think
thank you so much.
says that.
Well answered. Well answered. Calvin, there was a question for you. Do you deal with universities only, or you go to primary and high schools too?
Wow, I love that question. Huh? So we have, I would like to start by saying this. We have different kinds of membership. We have youth in school, we have youth out of school, we have ordinary membership, and we have lifetime members. I'm a lifetime membership. So quickly to answer the question before I continue with the membership categories, yes, we deal with primary, secondary, plus university and colleges. I think up to that I have answered that question. Now, when I go to membership categories, those in primary and in high school, they subscribe to a membership fee of 100 Kenyan shillings, and that membership fee is renewable every year. So once they have subscribed to that membership and they have a club, we give them an opportunity as a club to plan for activity. Then we as branch, we support them in their activities or with the resources that we have. If, for example, they have arranged for a team building under their Red Cross club, we can support them with our vehicles to transport them from school up to their event venue. Or if they have arranged for a per drive as a school, we can also do that. Resource mobilization will help in that. Thank you. Back to you, Solomon.
Two. We.
I. Exposed.
Two. Everything.
4.
You.
Please.
Stay. At. Home.
4. Us.
We.
I. On.
Duty. 4.
You.
Please.
Stay.
Home. for us.
Imetuondoa maskani, pili inatufanya wachangaufu wa kazi, tatu imetutia morali, imetusaidia kimaisha, hata kuna wengine inawalisha, inawasomesha watoto wao. Hata at least hata kama tutapata kidogo vile tuanza, lakini imetusaidia hata tumefungua mradi mwingine kule, toka tuko na gesi 35 mpaka sasa tumefikisha gesi karibu 40. Na tumepata maji mafriza, tumetengeneza container. Tunashukuru Mungu, imetusaidia sana.
Before nijue kuhusu nini, nilikuwa tu idol. Nilikuwa tunajog na komtaani tu, tunadili na mambo mengi, mengine si lazima nitaje. So Red Cross, they approached us, wakatuelezea kuhusu mradi wa security. Before tuchague biashara poultry, tulienda some trainings, Red Cross, information, mambo ya kuandika business plan. So as a group tuka decide tufanye poultry due to scarcity in the area. Kuku ni kidogo na market ni kubwa. Na of now ina faida cause after selling tunaona returns na ina
and certainly most of them have changed. And along the way, we've also developed our personal relationship between the service and those who were previously involved in crime. And today, if you walked around the town, you will see that the things are changing. People from outside the country and within the country are flowing to Mombasa. The reason is they can now enjoy peace in Mombasa, do everything in Mombasa without being disturbed by those who are alleged to be criminals.
Mimi yani nikiwa ule wa kwanza nilikuwa mimi huwezi kunipeleka hata kwa chief, nikaenda nikaongea nao. lakini sasa hivi niko free, hata naweza kuingia police station yoyote kwa jamii, natembea, sina shida na mtu mtaani, yani I'm free. Hiyo kitu nashukuru sana mpaka sasa hivi.
Nawashukuru sana kwa waliofanya. Mimi nimependa kuwa captain. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa ndoto yangu kuanzia udogoni.
All right, thank you so much. After that short break, we'll be winding up our conversation today with together with our guests today, Umi Said, Calvin Isweka, Colin Sochieng, and Dada Esha Mohammed. So today, as we celebrate the World Kenya Red Cross, the Red Cross Day today, what message do you have, and how significant is this day to you, Collins? Yes, Collins, did you get the question? Okay, Umi, as we celebrate Red Cross Day today, how significant is this day
I
to you,
cannot hear
and what
you.
is your message to the people watching this webinar today?
Okay. So I can say Red Cross has been a place where I've learned many lessons that have helped me to grow as a person. So my message to people is that let us not wait for opportunities to come and find us. Let us go and grab these opportunities. We don't have to start by getting employed. The best way to start doing something is by volunteering, getting the experience first, and then getting employment can come in later. But for now, let us just volunteer and focus on giving back to the community.
Thank you so much, Umi. Let us volunteer and focus on helping the community. Calvin, how significant is this day for you, and what is your message to the youths watching this webinar today?
Okay, as I celebrate this day today, I want to share the following message with the entire world. It never hurts to be kind. That is to mean humanity does not expire. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you, Solomon.
Thank you so much, Calvin. Short and precise. Thank you so much. Esha, okay, Collins, how significant is this day for you, and what is your message to everyone watching today? Yes, Collins, you go. Are we together, Collins? Okay. Okay. I see we have some challenge on Collins' side. I also can't hear whatever Collins is saying. Collins is saying he can't hear me. So is Esha on the line? Okay. I see we are a bit there's a bit of a challenge here. Let me just take this opportunity to thank each one and every one of you for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much for being part of this webinar, and of course celebrating these young people, Umi Said, Calvin Isweka, Collins Ocheng, and Esha Mohammed, for being part of this conversation. Today we are celebrating the Red Cross Day, and we are celebrating these volunteers who have given up, who have also done 1, 2, 3 things to make sure that they are helping their community. Thank you so much. And remember, my name is Solomon Zully. This is Giletics Media. The conversation continues. The hashtag stories of Ramadan, hashtag telling your stories. Thank you so much. Remember, we are still doing the crowdfunding for the studio. The pay bill number is on the screen. You can contribute any amount. And together we shall be helping Gilitix Media build that production studio. From myself and the entire production team, Ndugu Gilbert on the background, I say thank you so much for this opportunity. We meet you on Monday, God willing. Thank you. God bless you and have a nice weekend. Cheers.